Horrifying news story. But I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
time for the In the Cue podcast with DJ Greggy C, Greg Curran, and David Hanscom. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube Live. Just search for In the Cue podcast or go to inthecuepodcast.com. Please like our show and share this broadcast to show your support and pass on the good karma to help educate everyone how to be the best entertainer they can be. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and get notified when we go live, which is every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And now, let's hear it for DJ Greggy C and David Hanscom.
Wow, man, look at that.
Oh my God, dude. I have to laugh. You know, it's only this, what is it, the second show of the third season, right?
Yep.
And this is a new video. And at the end, you know, the last obviously 30 seconds, you know, I'm tuning in and watching this, and I forget what I've done. I'm like, oh, you know, we should add a sound effect of people clapping. Oh, I did. And it's just
man. You did a good job with that, man. Your voice is all get out here and listen and follow and do all this stuff.
It was a bad echo that at the time, because I had to get it done. I'm just like, you can't find the right one. I'm like, it's 4:00 in the morning. I'm like, what echo is it? I'm like 36, 37, 38. You know, you're going through all the anyway.
You did a good job with that, and you know, I just love listening to Shane Ryan's song in that too, and I love the fact that this time I remembered to use Firefox so that it would actually play it properly.
Oh, cool. Okay, I hooked it up in our super secret Dave and Greg chat. So I didn't know if you saw that or not.
Absolutely.
I put it in this super secret. Hey, what's up, guys? And how are you, Braden? And how are you, Vince? Guess what? It's Eagles tonight. Eagles, Cowboys. So shout out.
Look
to
at
all
this.
the
Braden
Eagles
said he
fans.
loves getting the week started with us, man. I appreciate that, dude.
That
Seriously,
cool.
I don't want that to be overlooked, man. I really appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, no, that is. Thank you, Braden, very much. You know, and who else? Oh, I've had a couple guys, more than a couple guys, say that this is like therapy to them. They're like, oh,
good.
You know, it's and it
probably therapy to all of us.
Well, you know, it's cool because it's like if we were going to get together anyway and just hang out, you know, in our living room, you know, shut the TV off, talk about music or talk shop. Or what Vince and I used to do back in the day, you know, with the people that would work for us, we would have every Tuesday night before the internet, you would get your gigs for the week. So if you had 4 gigs, I would give you 4 contracts. You know what I'm saying? So I would here, Dave, here's your 4 contracts. But with that said, you'd have gigs from the past weekend. You'd have either checks or cash to give to me. So I would then, you know, do the accounting for the gigs. And that's what we do. But Tuesday night was pizza and beer night. So we'd come, everybody'd line up, you'd get your shit done, and we'd party. Because, tonight, Dave, DJ 23, is going to DJ for us, you know, for a couple hours. And then that ends up, we're there all night long.
Well, I'll just be honest with you. If I got the cash back in the day, as you called it, which I don't know if that's like further back in the day, is that like double as far back? Because if I got the cash, I probably would have just told you I never got anything. But they didn't pay. I don't know. They didn't pay.
You know, we had numerous DJs that used to say that. I became manager of the Lehigh Valley branch up in northern Pennsylvania because this guy, he was like, there was like $5,000 that was missing. You know,
oh boy.
And I walk into the office and, you know, he stumbles in one day. And I told the boss as he's going, I think I found out where your money went.
Yeah, I think I found your money.
Yeah. He's like, well,
just as a point of clarity, I'm only kidding. I would never keep anybody's money. I just want to make sure I make a point about that. I literally would never take anybody's money.
You know, I appreciate that, and I know you well. That's why, you know, I didn't cut any kind of crazy jokes or things of that sort. But anyway, as you see, if I move left or right, it's Eagles night in Philadelphia. So the Eagles are playing the Cowboys, and if you know anything about Eagles fans, you know these 2 things, David. One, it's a great day when the Eagles win. And it's a great day when the Cowboys lose. So that's all we care about on game night. So
today could be like a double great day. So we could call this a great day.
Yeah, this is a great day. I mean, the only better day that today was Super Bowl day.
Yeah. We're dropping dope shit tonight already. Look at this. We're not even 10 minutes in and we're already just blowing people's minds.
I know. Oh, well, it's, you know, I have to, you know, I'm in a David mood. And we're not going to talk about why there's the David mood, because we were talking earlier in the green room about, you know, all of our personal dealings. Well, here, let's just say this, and everybody's going to know, especially the airlines nowadays, when you have to deal with the airlines.
Good old travel woes.
But yeah, this has totally nothing to do with it. It has to do with our podcast. I'm talking to a guy that I used to work with. Actually, used to work for me up in the Boston area. All right, I'm not going to mention his name. He's an older DJ, and he was always one of those guys that's just like set in his ways. You know, you don't really teach old dogs new tricks. You either say do this, or you're not going to be doing this for much longer with us. But he, you know, I said, haven't you? You know, I want to see your podcast. He said. I said, well, you've been hearing from the guys up in Boston. You know, I've been doing this podcast. I said, I've been sending you links on Facebook through the messenger. And when you do that, like when I send it and I share this thing, the first thing it shows in the square is a picture of our entrance dude, the Ricky Bobby. What's his name?
Yeah,
him, Will Ferrell. And he comes at me, he goes, oh, I thought you sent me something with Will Ferrell. I hate that guy. I said, dude, every fucking week, excuse my French, I've been sending you this podcast link. And yeah, like just because of, I said, you got to open your mind. I've been yelling at this guy for years on what to do and how to be a DJ and what to do. And it's those small little things like that piss me off. I see. I got to smile. I wanted to make you smile after hearing you in the green room, bro.
Yeah. No, I told, Vince is tearing you up here about this microphone. So I don't know if you're seeing this or not, but no, I mean, I feel you, man. It is interesting how the people that seem to have the biggest challenges and the least amount of success usually are affected by the smallest little things like that. And it is disappointing. It's tough, and the best thing you can encourage anybody, whether they're young, whether they're new, whether they're our age, it doesn't matter. Don't let anything be an excuse to get in the way of where you want to get to. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Don't let anything be an excuse.
Right.
Nothing small, nothing big. Some things you just can't help. But because Will Ferrell's on the beginning of our fucking video, don't let that stop you from watching it.
Thank you.
Simple.
Thank you. That's all. I had to say that. Now we can move on and we can get we can get ready to the rest of the show, because certain things will just kill me and they bother my ADD, my ADHD. And then when like a brother of mine like yourself has had problems, and we're talking about, you're ready to rip somebody's spleen out through their nose while you're waiting in line at the airport. I get it. Oh yeah, me
and Delta are not best friends right now, but we'll get it figured out.
Yeah, I mean, Delta, they love to fly, and it shows.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, it's funny. Their phone system, which I'm very friendly with now because I've spent about 14 hours on hold with it, says that my experience with them is at the core of what's important to them.
Hold on. Wait, say that phrase again. What?
I couldn't make it up again if I tried. I don't know. We'll have to just let it loop back and let somebody else listen to it on the replay.
Oh my God.
But it is what it is. The bottom line is I'm back. I'm glad. I had a phenomenal time in Boston with Luke Renchin. And it was great. We'll segue to talking about the show last week because I did that from the road. Right. Wow, dude. And we had our buddy Mike Villa on from Crate Hackers.
Not only we're gonna have to have a couple more of these guys on, because I was blown away, especially after this story you're telling me about Delta. Like, this is the flip, and I was telling our guests tonight, it's the flip side of the coin. I've never had guys like that were so awesome like that, but they're so into what they do. They love what they do. They're so into what they do, and they're so eager to help. And I became an instant fan to the point where I mentioned it to a very close friend of mine who said, oh, I don't like that. You're not a real DJ, or it's ruining. I forget what he said. I got so pissed off at it, and I took it personally. I'm like, dude.
He might have said that he saw a picture of Will Ferrell on their website. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. But do you see the similarities in the two things?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, that's the thing. Sometimes, there's two things. Either sometimes people are misinformed, because they don't look at it with an open eye. Or let's be honest, and it's good to play devil's advocate. Maybe the message is not being delivered in a way that is being interpreted properly. You know what I mean? And that's valuable information for even like the guys at Crate Hackers, right? Like if the message is not being delivered properly because which I don't think it is, by the way, let me go on record as saying, I don't think it is. But if there is enough people out there that have the same opinion that this guy gives, which is cheating and doing DJs that the blah 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 blah, then somewhere there's a breakdown in the process. So let's fix it.
And I'm not going to name his name. He and one of my other guys that I'm now working with, and you know him, and I've told him I found the answer to your problem, and I'll say his name, Mr. DJ Tough. With the 50,000 crates going down in Serato. I'm like, what is this? Well, it's a cloned hard drive, and I've cloned it, and because I have all these, he kept saying, I have all these special crates that I don't want to lose. Dude, we found the answer to your problems here, and it's really for guys like him, guys like the dude that said, well, that's cheating. I said, but I've looked at your crates. It's messier than your basement. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or it's just, it's the best way to understand it. I mean, I've seen Hoarders. You ever see Hoarders? Did you ever see an episode of Hoarders?
A lot of them live as well.
I look at a lot of great DJs and DJs that have been DJing for 15, 20, 30 years. And whether it is Serato or it's virtual DJ, I'm like, what the hell you got going on there?
Yeah.
Whereas other guys, it's clean as hell, but they sit there for hours. Well, I take it 5 hours a weekend and I drop and drag and then I reset everything. Because I was even thinking of doing that. I'm like, what do I do here? Once I found the solution, I was blown away.
Yeah.
I was blown away. So
here's the bottom line, dude. Here's the bottom line. And we got a great guest tonight, and we're on a little bit of a time limit tonight because I know all you Eagle fans want to watch your team beat Dallas. So we want to get through this thing. But here's the deal. I really, and I know you can, and I know I can speak for you in this as well. I really want to continue to keep working with the folks from Crate Hackers because I would love to right the ship in the areas where it seems like people don't get it.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Yes, sir. Hold on. Let's give you a round of applause for that one.
Yeah. Because it deserves to be. You know what I mean? The product is a phenomenal product. Number one, it's not giving you any music. Okay, so you already have to have the music in your library, or you got to go get it. Number two, it's what's that?
Right? That's the first misconception.
Correct.
I mean, now I'm arguing with guys now on certain boards, just saying, guys, don't you understand? Don't look at it with open eyes. You're not. It'll give you links to your pools, but it's not giving you any music. Well, it's organizing your crates.
It's offering you suggestions on how to be a better DJ. But anyways, we could go on about it for hours. The bottom line is I'm going to continue to keep advocating for these guys for two reasons. Number one, because I love the product that they have. I love the app that they have. Number two, none of our viewers know this until I'm going to tell it right now. After the show last week, they invited us to jump on a Zoom call. We jumped on a Zoom call with them. It was probably an hour and a half long after our show that they talked to us about all the things that had to do with it. And they didn't have to do that, but it was the whole team. It was Aaron, the founder, Aaron, and the whole team. They were all there. Every one of them were there. And they committed to giving us that time that they had no reason to. They had there was nothing for them really to gain from doing it other than the pride they have in the product that they offer and the fact that they want to have relationships with people in this industry who get it.
Right. Oh yeah. And God bless them because that, and I think they took what I said. I said, the only thing I knew from them were all the ads because they're doing massive ads with Joe. And that's great. But I wanted to find out more on what better way to get right to the source than to have these guys on a podcast and actually be able to, monopolize the conversation and saying, oh, well, do this and can I do this? And these guys broke it down piece by piece. And then after the show did it too. So enough said, I love it. And we're going to be singing their love and praises and adding their damn logo, hopefully within the next, couple weeks to everything that we have. Yeah. And possibly having a special segment,
I love it
that they're kicking with us, the special spotlight. But all of that. Thank you to Mike. Mike was great. The whole staff there was great. The customer service was great. I just, Great Hackers is awesome. Anything else you want to say before we move on?
No, I think that covers it all. I think that I'm just excited about the future with them, and I'm looking forward to talking with them more so we can solidify some of this stuff and really help those of you that are viewers or listeners, help you utilize this service for the good of what the service has to offer, to help you save time, to help you expand your mind on music and understanding programming music, not just playing music, but programming music, and understanding the ability to be able to step outside of your comfort zone of what you're used to doing, and maybe exposing yourself to opportunities to really, again, just expand your what you're capable of doing as a DJ.
I love how you put things. I love that. God, I love that.
Yeah, man.
I do. No, I love how you break things down and you say that. That's enough said, man. Great job, buddy. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, all right. Now, with that said, let's move on and talk about
I thought Cubert jumped on here with us for a second there.
Did he? Oh, stop. But
there you go. There you go.
I didn't label them yet. I'm looking at all these blank buttons, and it's a long story.
That's hilarious. All right, let's jump into this thing, man.
Yeah, and it's got milk. No, I had to say
I love it. I know. I bet you've been waiting. I bet you've been waiting all day to say that, haven't you?
Yes, got milk. There we go. All right, tonight's guest, award-winning. Oh God, and I even for award-winning author and CEO of Bourgeois Entertainment, LLC, and YurrrP Radio. All right. He's the resident DJ at YurrrPradio.com and IbizaStardustradio.com as well. So shout out to those two radio sections. He is a travel DJ who loves what he does. So he's a traveling DJ like you and I. And when you love what you do, it never feels like you work. You are so right, sir. His DJing began when he was 11 years old. Wow, dude, in West Atco, New Jersey. So he's East Coast boy, obviously. His big bro, Double D, aka the Sensi, he owes a lot to him for taking him. Oh my God! This place called the Sound of Market and Funko Mart, and that was in Philadelphia back when we talked back in the day. It was back in the day, sir. So, and he just wished he had kept up with it, because here he is now, a radio DJ. He's a DJ, radio owner, and he travels while pushing hard. My goodness, I can't read here. A travel DJ who is pushing hard to be a global house music DJ. That's right. And loving life. And I have to continue. And you got to say it with me. Say, YurrrP. 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 All right. This can that's it. I mean, So let's welcome our next guest, ladies and gentlemen.
Watch this. Take two. Milk tea.
Milk tea. Let's hear it for everybody.
What's up, brother?
What's going on, fellas?
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have had all those edibles before the show, Milk.
Hey, Greg, you are totally cool, bro. Much respect to you and David, man. What's going on, fellas?
Thank you.
Well, as you see, we're both in a we're both in a crazy mood. Yeah. So
I love it.
We've had a fun week. It's a crazy week, but we wanted to get right into it with you. I've seen you, Milk, within the past 3 years. I'll say 3 years, because I want to take one out because of the coronavirus. But It seems that you doubled up and you stepped up your game since coronavirus all over social media. Now, 2 weeks ago, we had Jess, and she gave us some pointers and some tips on social media. But I mean, I looked at your stuff. I checked out your social media, and we're going to tell the people how they can follow you. And I want you to do that after I'm done yapping here for a second. But you just exploded on the social media scene almost as much as Crate Hackers has done, because if you haven't seen their videos, you're going to see it soon if you even type in the word Crate Hacker. But but basically, you have exploded in social media, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring you on Two, you're a great guy. We know a lot of the same people. You know, we finally got to shake hands, my friend, in Atlantic City, which was, you know, I've run into you a bunch of times. I'm just like, I've never got to sit there, shake your hand, give you a hug, and say, yo, my man. You know, I love that. And the music, that's the other part of this, the flip side of that coin. Because on this show, we talk about, besides entertainment and DJs, other things they can do. And the whole first season was really revolving around making music and doing music and these guys that do that. So my hat's off to you, sir, you know, and a great job, especially for a genre that I love, the house music. So bravo, good to go. Yeah. And then a round of applause for Milk Tea for that.
One thing I want to just interject real quick here, guys. I really feel kind of bad that I don't have an Eagles jersey on. I don't have one that I could wear, but I just feel bad that I don't have one on and you guys do. So I'm just going to pretend like I do.
Would you rather us have a Chicago Bulls jersey on?
No, that's okay.
You know what? I'll send you something Eagles so that you'll have something Eagles. All right.
There you go.
But yeah, and I think Braden, I'm looking, if you see me looking that way, oh God, I can now tell you that it's 7-0. Thanks, Braden. Because we need to know this. The Eagles are down 7-0. Oh God, hold on, is that 14-0? I just saw another one.
Oh no.
Oh wow. All right, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 13-0. So if they get the extra point, I won't look again because I just looked and all of a sudden there was a damn touchdown.
Yeah, you might want to turn the TV off, man. They might keep scoring every time you look over there.
Jesus God.
I might have to get some ginger ale and some Tums.
Yeah. Hey, Milk, we're here because Dave's a traveling DJ. I'm a traveling DJ. Okay. Yeah. And it's one of the first, topics we ask everybody about topics and we'll talk about. Look, I just want to get into where's the furthest you have traveled? The furthest spot that you've traveled?
Jersey. I have some gigs. Jersey? Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I do have some gigs coming up, Greggy C.
Amsterdam.
That's going to be, further south, down in Georgia, but Jersey. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, but now look, are you when you say a traveling DJ too, because I get that. I've got guys that were in Jersey that were literally, 1 week it's always an hour to them. Everywhere they went is an hour, north, south, east, or west. So look, if you're in Jersey, you're going to Philly. Philly takes about an hour. If you're in Jersey, you're going up to New York. New York takes about an hour. Oh, I'm going down south. But you're right in the center of central New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? And that's a great location because you're up in New York. You can go down the south to the shore. You can go over. Are you that kind of guy that's constantly, working in the travel, like weddings, bar bat mitzvahs, parties?
Yes, definitely the weddings, Greggy C. I've been trying to get hooked up with some corporate events. I've done school events, but I'm willing to travel anywhere if they're willing to pay. And to be honest, I don't charge a whole lot, but if I'm traveling, say to Georgia, I'm going to make sure I have that fee to accommodate that travel.
Oh yeah. Oh, totally. All right. No,
you should charge a lot though, man. For the talent you have, you should charge more.
Yes. Oh yeah, totally. And if you don't, and if you haven't, the first thing that I recommend, especially when I teach, these kids are like, well, how do I know what to do? How do I know what to charge? I said, look, you can go on Facebook and everybody's arguing, you should charge this, you should do that, you should do that. The correct way is go on the internet, look at all your competition that is around you on maps, all the guys that are around you, everybody. Make yourself a spreadsheet. Make yourself a spreadsheet of who they are. And if you can, how long have they been in the business? And how good does their crap look? Like, is this a tiny little free website, or is this something that they've boosted up and they actually have taken some time on and they've got some good equipment and good stuff? You could tell the difference. You could tell the difference between a Facebook DJ and you could tell the difference between a guy that's pulling a couple grand a gig, but really you want to find out what the guys around you were charging and come within that means, but be proud of who you are and what you do, because when you hold at a top price and you provide that top quality entertainment, it's worth it,
Absolutely.
It's why Delta isn't worth flying, and it's why Crate Hackers is worth every fucking penny. But I mean that, and I mean that, and that's why I emphasized it with a curse that our sponsors hate. But that's the point. You provide that A1 perfection or customer service entertainment. You're going to win them, and they're going to tell 2 friends, and so on and so on and so on and so on. That's the way it's going to work. Now, you do a bad job, you don't show up, they're going to tell 20 friends. And then so on and so on and so on and so on. And God forbid now with the internet and what they're going to do on Google and Facebook. So
can I just offer that? And don't hate me, Greg, but can I just offer that that's probably decent advice for people who are not trying to do this full time and are trying to do it, at a level where maybe this is not your full time career. This is not how you're taking care of your your family or whatever. If you're DJing for fun, that's great advice. But if you're wanting to make a career out of this, that's not great advice. And no offense, I'm not saying anything wrong with what you said, Greg.
What do you mean? But what part? Because I rambled on forever.
Well, pretty much all of it. But the reason, hold on. I'm gonna explain to you why. Because basically, what you're saying is dictate what you do around what everybody else is doing. Here's the major flaw. Here's the major flaw in that. Nobody else has the same bills that you have. Nobody else has the same goals that you have. Nobody else has the same business plan that you have. And if you don't have a business plan, then you're already fucked up. Right. So you can't really base what everybody else is doing on what you should be doing in that regard. Instead, let's figure out what level do you want to do this on? Do you want to make a living at doing this? Do you want to make a good amount of money? I don't care what it is. If you want to make, let's say you want to make 60 grand a year, start there, work your way backwards.
I follow.
Reverse engineer.
I follow what you're saying. Well, I mean, I didn't mean it as a fun DJ. You're right. Find out what type of DJ you want to be. But when I was really I'm trying to hone in on pricing. The start. That's the start.
Yeah, but you got to. But again, I don't want to argue with you. But again, the reality is there's so many people. Looks like Philly just scored. We're getting updates from everybody. So the reality is, dude, there are so many people that base their pricing on everything except the real reason why you should be basing your pricing. And the real reason you should be basing your pricing is because of a business plan that you have created for yourself. Seriously. There's no other business out there that does it any other way. People don't just like a dentist office doesn't just randomly offer, their pricing to yank a tooth out of your head based on what the dentist down the road does.
Well, kind of,
right?
I don't
know. I'm just saying, man.
Have you heard of Universal Dentistry and have you seen their commercials?
But here's the thing. A lot of people will go with this concept of, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people will go with this concept. I'm getting so distracted by this Eagles and
turn off
Dallas stuff, but that's okay. No, that's fine. There are so many people that come into our industry, and not just DJs, but DJs, videographers, photographers. And by the way, Milk, I'm sorry that I'm going off on this because this has nothing to do with why we're talking to you tonight, but this is important to me. This is something that's very important to me. So I apologize.
Good, bro. No, you're
right?
good.
And we're going to do another show on this, but
look, he's saying, what's a business plan, bro? I know you have a business plan, Kevin, but serious. I'm going to try to condense this down because I don't want to go off on a tangent here. But so many people get into our industry and they base their pricing the way you said. And most of the time, what they end up doing is they lower their pricing because they're new and they're trying to make a name for themselves. And they're this and they're that and they're other thing. And then they book so much business because they're so cheap that then they realize, holy crap, I'm getting totally burned out because I'm working my ass off. I don't have any free time. And I don't really have much money to show for it because I didn't realize it was going to cost me so much to do this. Right. And your time has to be worth something. So that's why I'm saying that all of this stuff has to be taken into consideration, because the worst thing you can do is make a decision today without thinking about how it's going to affect you 30, 90, 1 week, 1 year, 2 years down the road.
Yeah.
If you want to have a business. Now, again, if you're just trying to be a DJ at a nightclub or you just want to do this until you get whatever age you get, and then you feel like you're too old to be a DJ again, then forget everything I said. But if you're serious about wanting to make this a full-time or a part-time career, you need to think about that.
All right.
I'm off my soapbox. Sorry.
All right, that's okay.
Well,
no, we're actually, you found the topic for a show that we can do, and whether and you know what, Milk, we could probably even have you back as a co-host. I'd love to have you back as like a board member, because these are topics that this is a perfect hour-long show that we could talk about.
Well, Greg, anytime you want me back, you can have me back. But I just want to add something to 2-3, because you said some things that my thought process put out there, meaning I looked in Virginia. I'm in Richmond, Virginia, and I've looked at what DJs are charging, and I went $300 below them to try to get the business. But I'm not one of those DJs that has been getting all the business, even though I have a low price, because no one knows who Milk D is or Bourgeois Entertainment. But I felt like if it was lower, that would help me get more business, and it's not helping me.
Yeah.
So no. Yeah. Oh, it's sometimes that's a curse, my friend. So
marketing.
The last piece of advice I'm going to offer on this topic, and then I'm done, because I really want to talk more about Milk D than this.
Yeah.
When you're figuring out a business plan, okay, and instead of saying there's so many different factors that go into this, but let's just hypothetically say that you do what I said and you reverse engineer it, and you realize that in order to make this nut, which I like to call it, the money you want to make, in order to make this nut, you've got to charge, and I'm just throwing numbers out here, $950 an event, which is mad low, but let's just say that's your average. Okay. And then when you sit down and you realize these factors are, okay, in order for me to make this nut, I got to charge $950 an event. Plus, I got to do a minimum of 45 events a year. Okay. Now, Milk, you just made a good point. Let's say that you're not in a position to where you can do 45 events a year, right? Mm-hmm. So you don't compromise on the 950. You compromise on the 45, and you say, okay, I'm still going to keep that price at $950, but I'm going to go after 20 events, or I'm going to go after 25 events this year. And if I have to work a part-time job this year to make ends meet while I start building this company, then that's what I'm going to do. And then the next year, maybe I get to that 35, that 40 event plateau, and maybe I can even bump my price up to $1,000 at that point. You see what I'm saying? So it just blows my mind that so many times people, they compromise that cost of per event cost, instead of compromising the fact that saying, okay, I don't have to be #CEO a millionaire the first year of starting my DJ company. It's okay for me to make $30,000 a year in DJing the first year of my DJ company. That's actually okay. And maybe by year 3 or year 4, I'm making $50,000-$60,000 a year, a more respectable salary for somebody who's doing anything under the sun full time, right? I'm done.
All right, that'll be our next show topic.
Well, I just talked about it all, so we don't even have to at this point.
No. We got a whole show to do on this, and I'm sure that we're gonna have all the guys and gals chiming in on this, and I'm gonna want a panel like we should have Milk. There should be a few choice people, and I definitely want to have Milk on this panel, and man. Now it's something important that we should discuss. Let's move on. I want to talk now, because about house music that you make, and the house music you're talking about here, especially in the United Kingdom. It's Ibiza Stardust Radio. Is that the one?
Well, that's over in Spain. I'm a resident DJ with them. And actually, tomorrow night at 11 p.m., I have a set, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But in Ibiza, it's going to be 5 a.m. Wednesday. But tomorrow night at 11 p.m., I got a 1-hour set. Oh, and by the way, Greggy C, I tuned into your show last night, man. You did a great job. I love how you went from genre to genre. Man, it was dope, man. So salute.
Thank you, man. Now that once again, that's my ADHD working. I sit there and this is before crate hackers.
Hey, Greggy C. So look, I have YurrrP Radio, and I go live. It's a 24/7 radio station, but a lot of times I go live. I jump on, And I do the same thing because there's so many different people listening where I'll play rock and roll, I'll play some reggaeton, I'll play some hip hop, I'll play some disco, I'll play some go-go because I have people in DC, I have people down in Georgia, so I play that dirty South. I got people in Jersey, so I play freestyle. So I loved how you were blending them in there, man. You played some Boys to Men, you played some CNC, then you dropped some BBD. I was like, man, Greggy C is jamming.
Yeah,
but then you had a little disco in the beginning. Right. So I can rock all genres with ease. But when it comes to my passion, it's house number one. It's hip hop and then reggaeton.
Oh, I love it.
But
nice.
I love all genres. But back to the UK,
right?
I have really been pushing hard, fellas, to get recognized over there in London. I've been contacting Mixmag, the London Lab, Defected Records. I mean, constantly hashtag. If you go through my posts, when I do a house set in here, I'm tagging them. I bought the shirts. Like, I'm going full steam ahead to get recognized in the UK for house.
You're going after what you want, sir. Good.
Yes. And I've met some cool people who follow house music is life and so forth. I went over to the UK for my job in 2013 for Rolls-Royce Aerospace, went to school over there, and I met a lot of people over there, and I was loving house then. But as you know, when you go to them clubs, DJs don't want you on their stuff. They don't care if you're a DJ or not. They don't want you on their equipment. But man, I tried so hard, fellas, to just get like 5 minutes on their equipment. And they were like, no, mate, no. And I'm like, I'm a DJ. They didn't care. But if I could just get an opportunity to DJ over there, like Defected Croatia next year, or just something, and they see my passion and energy for house, I could probably get an opportunity to maybe be signed. I mean, there's so many record companies over there, you know, but Defected is my favorite.
Are you familiar with Jeff Rush?
I met him through Dee and Ron.
Well,
we connected at the expo, actually.
That's what I'm. If you should talk to him a little bit and break his ear, because he actually got a label, and he does. It's really a vocal trance. Yeah, it's vocal trance. So follow him on social media. Check out his stuff. I think he's got 4 singles out now. So he's been working hard, especially over coronavirus, to get his music out there and up there. So he's one of them. Another friend and a local DJ, his name's DJ James Cervone. He also has been kind of following the path of Jeff Rush as well, and got picked up. I think it was a similar label. So birds of a feather flock together, my friend. You know, if you know what you want, you go after it. Associate yourself with those people. Jeff is one of them. All right.
Well, thank you, Greg, because I did get to meet him at the expo. I do follow him on IG. But I didn't know he had his own label, and I knew he was more so into
not his own. He got picked up. Yeah, he got picked up.
He got picked up.
Now, and but he can introduce you to a couple guys that have their own label. You know, depending if it was hip hop, I could probably, in Philly, Rough House Records, we could introduce you to the man there. One of those guys, or Chris Schwartz is another one in Philly. That we can hook you up with if you're interested in getting some stuff done. But that's another point. We'll talk. That's what the work I'm doing with DJ Too Tough. But that's more in the hip hop area. But back to house. I want you to reach out, because DD and Ron. Reach out to Jeff. Explain that DD as well, because DD and Ron are so awesome that when you mention that we have these special friends that love, man.
Special friends. What are you talking about?
Well, I tell you what, Ron's the first guy that when DJs were having problems during the coronavirus, he wasn't afraid to drop 10 grand of his money to save about 5 or 6 DJs.
That's
I say, here's a couple grand.
That's
not alone.
Amazing.
Not alone.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
No questions asked. Second thing is, too, you meet him out at the expo. Guess who's buying bottle service?
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
Why? And he wants all his friends around. That man is a class act. If he's having a party for him or his family, he's going to take you, me, everybody, and fly us down, put us up. Either if we don't want to stay at his house and we feel weird, he'll put us up at a hotel. like, and first class. Like, this guy is no joke. Yeah.
Hey, Greg, just real quick on that. I did his wife's 50th birthday down Virginia Beach.
God bless
And
you. Yeah.
he paid me well. He put me in a hotel. My wife couldn't come, but he was like just taking care of me, man. Like,
yeah, man.
He's amazing. I mean, both him and Dee Dee. So I was glad to see them at the expo.
Much love.
So much love to them.
You can succeed. Like I said, I think, and I have a feeling, and I have feelings. That's why I've been in this industry for all this time.
Mm-hmm.
You hook up with Jeff, and I'm almost sure, you just keep pounding the way you're doing. Go after what you want. Jeff is probably one of those doors to get you into the UK and get you in, because he's trance, but he could still get you in the house, that door, because house trance, very similar. Okay.
Hey, much love, Greggy C. Thank you, bro.
We'll get you on the road. We'll get you on the road with that, because look, and that was one of the things, you're trying to get picked up. I get it. You're working hard to get on either satellite radio or something big that'll spread you. Jeff is on his way to doing that. I'd love to see you work with him and do the same thing. If I was, that's not something I'm looking at doing. If I buy, I'm looking at either buying. I was just talking to Too Tough. Do I buy the Machine Plus, or do I buy, what is it, an MPC? So, yeah, it's what do I buy to make music? What do you have there?
Man, I told Honor Ray I wasn't going to talk about it. He's going to probably like Milk. You said you weren't going to talk about it, but
MPC.
It's the MK3.
Oh, the Machine. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Look, and guys, being a producer is a different beast than a DJ, as you know.
That goes into topic 3, my friend. Thank you that's a great segue in, dude. All the music you make, do you make it with that?
No, I have not even touched it yet. I just recently got it. And let me tell you guys, I looked at it and it's just mind blowing, but I know what I want. I can tell you I want BPMs 120 to 125. I know exactly what I want, but I don't know how to do it. So I've got to learn that.
Okay. All right. Look, in talking to a few cats, they said, are you a fan of Native Instruments and their stuff? Do you like their stuff, like Tractor, etc.?
Well, the Native Instruments was introduced to me by Honor Ray, because he has the big Studio Pro in his studio. Man. And that's how he makes all his music. So that kind of inspired me, because I have 3 songs with him, and 3 videos with Honor Ray.
Yeah. Can you mention those? Because Shane just asked. Shane, he's one of a great friend of the show, great friend of
What's going on, Shane?
Y Entertainment. Yeah, he works with Y Entertainment. But do you produce house music? You do, right? You produce house music.
That's what I'm going to start doing, but I haven't started yet.
Okay.
Yeah, Honor Ray is the producer, but he doesn't do house. He does R&B, hip hop, and pop. But
then Get Up by Honor Ray and DJ Milk D. What is that? Get Up. Is that a song?
That's a pop song, club song.
Oh, it's a pop song. Okay.
Yeah. So it's streaming on all platforms.
Shit, I'm sorry. I should have known, because I did hear that. Yes, it is. That is a cool tune. Yes.
So the video, if everyone was to follow me on IG, they can click the link in the bio, and I have like a flow code, like a link, different platforms that you can click on. And the one is for the Get Up video. We have a Heartbeats and Heat video, which I flew out to California to do.
Nice.
It has my radio station in there, all my social media platforms. But
that's the newest one, right? We just saw that newest video.
The Heartbeats and Heat is new. Yes.
That was the hot one. Yeah, that's one I just saw you guys making, right?
Yes, we did that one in January and released it on Valentine's Day.
Nice.
And I just flew out to California last weekend for this straight fire video. The song is called Boom Box Boogie, and it's by Honor Ray, DJ Pasha, and DJ Damien. And fellas, stay tuned. It's a West Coast flavor, a 90s beat, and it's got that G.
Wow.
Oh man, I'm not on this song, but I'm in the video, so you'll see me at the pool party. doing my thing. It's coming soon, mid-October.
Oh, okay, because that's what I was. I was thinking. I was thinking you were showing the Heartbeats and Heat that recently on, but no, this was the brand. This is that new banger. Then what you're talking about is what you flew out to LA for. Now,
yes.
What is your Instagram? What is the best way for people to follow you?
Hold on, I'm fixing. I'm going through and fixing this right now.
You're going to do that for us?
Yeah, right. I got it under control.
I mean,
thanks, 2-3.
Well, it's great, and he's going to put that up for all of the people that can see what we're doing. But for those that are listening on Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other podcasts, go ahead, spell it out. It's at DJ_MILK milk_D. Correct?
That's correct, Greggy C. That's correct.
Now, that's on Instagram. Is that all platforms too? Is it also Facebook? Etc.
It's on Twitter.
Okay.
It's let's see. You can find me on Facebook with DJ Milk D.
Good. That's
but basically this IG right here, and if people click the link in the bio, they can access all the platforms I'm involved with.
Okay. Yes. So if the people listening on all the podcasts, they go to, at DJ_milk_D, all the links of all your stuff is in the bio, which was I think one of Justice's points was one of the smartest things to do. And that's why, you're getting your success, out there with that. So yes, Boombox.
Oh, my man, Damian Jones. He's the producer. That's my man. Hey, much love, Damian. That's a straight fire track, bro. Can't wait for the video.
Nice. Well, good. Look, and wait, the one we didn't touch on. It's the final one here that I have in my notes. Spread Christmas cheer. You did a Christmas song? That's awesome, dude.
Yes, and that's also in my bio, but that was written and produced by Honore. And it's on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Tidal, Deezer, Pandora, all the platforms. But check out the video. It's a cartoon like the Peanuts. And you'll see Milk D with his hat and with my shirt on, and I'm running around and I'm saying spread Christmas cheer. But we did this song to give back to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. It was really like heartwarming. I'm getting chills thinking about it. We're going to do it again this year. We created a GoFundMe and we raised $1,500 and some dollars. So big shout out to Honore, Joey Grace, Siaki CE, and Nancy Pafita. And this old guy right here was on that track. And that's all platforms. And see the video. Click that link in my bio.
All right.
Nice.
Very good. Very, very good. Hey, Dave.
Yo.
Is Tampa Bay your team? Is that your football team there? What's your football team where you guys live in Florida?
The Jaguars are the team here, but I don't claim them.
I don't know what you guys claim. Is it? Well, there's also Miami, right? I mean,
yeah, Miami, Tampa Bay. There's Miami, like three teams in NFL teams in Florida. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know. I thought they adding another one like Bob's Oranges or something like that.
They might. I mean, they might. They could. They'd probably be the Jaguars if they did.
You have more teams than New York, for Christ's sake.
Right.
All right.
I think Shane likes the Jaguars. I think Shane's a Jaguar fan.
It's funny because a buddy of mine who I'm like, dude, are you listening to the podcast? He's like, hey man, I want you in October 14th. We've got a box for the Eagles Tampa Bay. I'm like, I know nothing about this. So I guess they're playing next week and they're playing in Philly. So I'm like, that's why my head is down. I'm like, oh, okay.
Are they playing in Philly or playing in Tampa Bay?
It says October 14th, Tampa Bay is playing the Eagles on Monday night game. She's having a big party down at the game in a box. Are you interested in going? I'm like, ooh.
Well, that's probably there then, yeah.
Box, that's for me. That means free drinks and free food. I'm in.
Nice.
I'm down. I love it. Hey, Milk. Anything? Yeah. Look, and thanks for putting up with, every once in a while we find a topic on this show that'll either a turn into, which is great because that makes our yang and yin perfectly.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
I do.
Tampa Bay.
Hey, let me just clear this up real quick. I know about Tampa Bay. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I'm not really an NFL fan. I guess that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, look, it's the only thing I know about Tampa Bay. it's like $12 a dozen for corn, a buccaneer. Get it? Ha, bump. All right.
No, look at you. Give yourself all of the sound effects.
I don't even know if they're working.
No, they're working. I hear them.
Oh,
That's funny.
Some guy just yelled out, "Hey, you get off my lawn!" That's what you played, right?
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, we're gonna have to schedule this show soon about DJs and what they get paid, et cetera, et cetera. I'm gonna love that one. I think that's a topic that we're gonna have to hit. But
count me in.
I wanted to say though, Milk, was there anything that we missed that you wanted to hit before we do an Eagles cheer? No.
Well, I want to hit two more things really quick.
Please go. Do it, brother.
First, everyone, in my link, once again, please check out my radio station, which is YurrrP Radio, which is YU 3 R's and a P radio.com. And basically, my radio station is a 24/7 commercial for my traveling DJ company. So I'm the resident DJ, and my brother and I are the owners of YurrrP Radio. But visit the website. Once you click YurrrP Radio, go to the website and read about my brother and I and what our purpose is for YurrrP Radio and Bourgeois Entertainment LLC. YurrrP is basically love on steroids. In the website gives a description of where that name came from. It's funny because I was playing a video game with Method Man from Wu-Tang, and I yelled out YurrrP, and it just stuck. And it's been 20 some years now. We were playing SOCOM. But anyway, read that story. That's really cool. Also check out the merchandise. I have some really cool shirts and hats, masks, of course, check that out. But last and not least, check out Cajun Nation Seasoning. I'm the official DJ of Cajun Nation Seasoning. What an honor and a blessing to be part of this. If you click the link in my bio, it'll take you straight to Amazon. You can get the can for $4.99. Yep. It's the bomb seasoning. And
dude, I just found out what a boil was like 2 years ago. And I've been to Louisiana a million times. Dude, I didn't know what it was.
Man, if you love that type of food, man, like shrimp, sausage, lobster, crabs,
corn on the cob,
corn on the cob, potatoes.
They also put
onions, cauliflower,
crawfish in there,
crawfish, yeah,
and clams and mussels.
Yeah, and mussels. Yep. Yeah. But
if you're rich, you can get the lobster in there.
The only thing I'm gonna eat mostly is the shrimp and the sausage and the potatoes. Everything else, I kind of sift through.
I found out about that down where Dave lives, down in Florida. I went to a place called Joe's Crab Shack, and two things blew me away. One, my food came in this bag that was boiled, and I was like, all that shit that you just said, I love it. And two, they stopped right in the middle of the whole place, and they're doing the YMCA, the Cupid Shuffle. I'm like, oh my God. And as DJs, you see this happening in a restaurant. What's the first thing you think of? Who the hell's going to bring me my food?
Yeah, where's he bringing the food? Absolutely.
But technically, it was the guys behind the bar. While the servers all did their thing, guess what? My food came during one of their little skits. But I thought, it's entertainment. That's really, really cool. So that's awesome, dude. That's one of your things.
Get the red can. Boom.
It's funny because in the Cue Podcast, it's about to pick up an energy drink. I didn't even tell Dave yet. So you got to look it up. It's called Dino Luzzi. They were at the DJ Expo.
I'm waiting on that. I've been waiting on that, man. Y'all been talking about that. I've been waiting on that.
Yeah, it's pretty rough to send. They got to pay all kinds of tariffs, taxes, and it's did the cowgirl score? Oh no. Oh well. Man. Well, with that being said, a good day in Eagles fans' life is when the Eagles win and Dallas loses. So, anything you want to add, Dave?
Kevin's asking if that seasoning is better than Old Bay. I would assume you're going to say yes.
Yes, it is. And I mean that. I put it on eggs. I put it on steak. I put it on chicken. I put it on everything. And my wife cracks up like, "You're using it again?" I'm like, "Yeah.
I put that shit on everything." All right.
There you go. There you go. Taking it back.
Amazon, $4.99. Yep.
Nice. That's awesome, brother.
Hey, Milk,
right.
thanks for joining us tonight, man. Seriously, I
Hey.
appreciate you being on. And we're going to get you on again because I think my rant took way too much time, but hopefully it helps somebody, you know? I mean,
it developed, Dave. I truly believe that developed into the perfect show for us for the future that we can have a panel on. Not just you and I, because I love our yang and yin. I love it. Because, you know, you'll help me even make some decisions. I'm like, what does Dave think about this? And I take what you say seriously. And I love how you say, don't hate me for this, or because you speak the truth. You're not going to lie to me, you know? And that's why I love you for it. But we need to have like a symposium. We could have a whole bunch of people on here and we all discuss it back and forth.
Count me in.
I see it. That is like one of the biggest, when you talk about content on Facebook or something that you want to get a lot of comments, all you have to put on is, what do you charge as a DJ on a Facebook post in one of these groups? And you got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and then replies and people fighting and they're, I'm going to come and kill you, bro. I'm going to shoot you in the head, just because it started with,
hey, what kind of Facebook groups are you a part of, man? Jesus.
The same ones you are. And it's where the moderators are a little bit lax. So I think they've been taking too much edibles as well. But
maybe.
I gave up on a few of them. Some are fun, and you know the crazy ones I'm talking about. Like they're the one hating site that I'm always on. I'm just looking, and I dare not say anything. Is bad DJ setups. You know, you get a wire out of place, or your fly's undone, and that's it. You're done as a DJ.
Oh. Hey, Greggy C, 823. One quick second. I know we got to go, but I almost forgot. Please, everyone, check out my book. I have a book out. How can I forget this?
Fitness survival.
Yeah. So
look at you.
It's in the bio as well. You know, that's my card. But here I am, right here. I'm chapter 3. You know, you can see my picture. But what's so cool about this book is I'm with 21 award-winning authors, because I make 22, and we all share our stories. And it is amazing, these stories. It will motivate you. It will give you strength. And it will really test your faith. And please check it out. It's on Amazon. It's $24.95.
For those that aren't watching, Spiritual Fitness Survivors, it's called. So Spiritual Fitness Survivor. How to turn your struggles
this is the 3rd edition.
into strength. It's 3rd edition. All right, fabulous. All right, for those listening on our podcast, that's awesome. All right, anything else we want to add before we?
Nope, that's it.
David?
No, I'm good. I'm looking forward to us getting together again. I saw Kevin say he wanted to get on this little symposium you referenced, so we'll definitely make sure we reach out to Kevin and anybody else who wants to join us.
I want to see Shane back. I definitely want to, I want to bring, Kevin definitely. Kevin, Shane, Milk, and we can think of those that we wanted to add, but these are, not the star DJs. That's a different story. I'm talking about guys like that are working stiffs like you, David. Nobody works as hard as David, but anyway.
Come on now. There's plenty of people to work harder than me.
That's true. Yes. Anyway, that's about it. I mean, I'm done. I want to thank you, Milk. You're awesome.
Yeah. Hey, right back at you guys. It's a pleasure to meet you, David. And it's
absolutely.
great to see you again, Gregory C. Much respect to you both.
Thank you.
All right, go Eagles.
All right, y'all. Let's let y'all's Eagles go get this win tonight, right?
All right, here we go. This concludes another episode of the amazing episode of In the Cue Podcast with Greg Curran and David Hanscom with our guest, DJ Milk D. Thank you for joining us. Please don't forget to like our podcast and subscribe to get notified of future episodes. Follow us on social media at In the Cue Podcast. If you'd like to be a guest on our show, or if you have ideas for a show, please email us at hello@inthecuepodcast.com. Thank you once again, Milk D. See y'all next week.
Thanks, see you next time.